What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. Shit, I can't keep up. Season 3, episode 39. So we start off with Doug and Rachel. So Doug and Rachel are waiting for his son to come back. He said that he had his son when he was 15. Him and the mama were 15. They was young, dumb, and all that other stuff. And he's never really been a part of his son's life. But he loved his son, and he really wants to, you know, take this as an opportunity for them to have a relationship. So her mom brings the son over because that's where he was, so that they could, you know, have their first night alone and all that good stuff. So, you know, remember the son said, I'm going to punch him first, and then I'm going to give him a hug. Well, he gives him a hug, and he starts crying, and he was like, so you're not going to punch me anymore? You're not going to punch me anymore? You're going to hug me? So, you know, they had a moment, you know, and he was like, I miss you. I'm glad you're here. It was great. Then the mom meets him, and the mom is really nice. Listen, her mom handled the situation the same way my mom would have handled the situation. She's not going to be rude. She's not going to be disrespectful. But, baby, when she got to them cameras, and them cameras was like, I guess they asked her, well, what do you think of Doug, or how do you feel about Doug? And she was like, I don't trust him as far as I can see him. Doug knows what he's doing. Doug knows he got a good thing going here. That's it. That's all. I said, I know that's right. Like, she is not fooled. Because, of course, he was turning on the charm and gave her a hug and thanked her. And, oh, thank you for making such a beautiful woman and daughter and da-da-da-da-da. And what is up with these men being so inappropriate with these people's parents? Like, Doug did the same thing Deontay did last week. Why do y'all think people's parents want to hear about their child having sex with anybody? Why did you think it was appropriate for you to be like, yeah, you know, I had a good time with your daughter last night at the hotel. We tried to bring you a grandkid. Don't nobody want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. What is wrong with y'all? Anyway, so then, So then they got to talking about, you know, what his plans are. He said he did pick up a trade in jail, but he's pretty certain that that's not going to really mean a whole lot on the outside world, which is, you know, probably pretty accurate. He said that he, you know, wants to look for some stuff. You know, he's on the ankle bracelet, so he's kind of limited in what he can do, but that he definitely wants to take advantage of, you know, his second chance type of thing. Later on in the episode, we see them out to lunch, and he was like, listen, I'm here for this. I'm really loving being here with my son and being able to spend time with my son and, you know, with my wife, and like, this is just so new for me and so different, and this is a wonderful situation. So listen, at the end of the day, the son is going to do exactly what we saw him do at lunch. He's going to push your buttons. He's going to push the envelope. He's going to try to get your attention, and he's probably not going to do it in the positive way. He's going to be disrespectful. He's going to sit there and tell everybody how many girlfriends his dad had and how he done had so many different women. Again, he's trying to get a reaction. And that's what he wants. He's provoking you. Because why? You've not been there. He doesn't have a relationship with you. And now he's a 13-year-old boy who doesn't know how to relate and know how to deal with his father, who clearly, you know, made some bad decisions. And so y'all probably, I would suggest that y'all go to some sort of therapy, the two of y'all together, so that he can express himself in a safe space. And I also feel like you need to hear him, because here's the problem. Now you want to be daddy of the year, and you want to put these rules in place, and you're going to be respectful, and you're not going to talk to me like that, and you're going to this, and you're going to that. He don't know you. He has no relationship with you. I understand you are his father, but he don't know you. And you're going to have to understand and accept that he don't know you. So all of this putting your foot down and I demand this respect, he don't know you. Anyway, unfortunately, I feel like I see that that's going to probably be bad. That probably ain't going to end too good. Nicole and Deontay. Child, Deontay finally done got Nicole to his house. Listen, let me say this. Nicole is a walking contradiction. Ain't the girl named Nicole? Yeah. Nicole is a walking contradiction. One minute she talks about how her and Deontay aren't this and aren't that. The next minute she talks about how much she loves him and how she really does care about him. One minute she's like, he's talking about he want to have sex with me. He hasn't known me long enough to want to have sex with me. He don't even know my favorite color. How we gonna have sex and he don't know my favorite color? Then she gonna say, well, I was dedicated to him when I was in jail. I mean, yeah, I slept with women, but that's not really cheating, is it? So how you gonna be dedicated to somebody so much that they don't know your favorite color, but you don't want to sleep with them when you get out of jail? Then she was like, well, sleeping with a woman isn't cheating, is it really? But I was in a relationship with a woman and she cheated on me, so I broke up with her. Girl, you are a walking contradiction, because here's what it is. At the end of the day, what you don't want is you don't want to look too bad for them cameras. But at the end of the day, all you are about is trying to get as much as you can get out of this man without giving him anything. And I think eventually is going to figure it out, because he ain't as dumb as we think he is. He just caught up and he really want to get a piece of that poom poom. And I really think that's what it boils down to. So he gets her back to he gets her back to his apartment, and he got the apartment all set up and stuff like that. Now, it looked like he been with her all day long, yet they get in the house and there's all sorts of candles lit. When you light the candles? Who lit the candles, Deontay? You just had candles burning in your apartment all day long while you was out running around with this girl while she was getting her hair dyed and all that other bullshit y'all did all day. Who lit the candles? Then he's got lingerie and stuff, and so she agrees to try the lingerie on, but she says she's not going to sleep with him, but she'll let him see her in the lingerie. Then she starts talking about how she used to dance for men for money. Okay, you was a script, but you said it was, you made it sound real nice and stuff, and that's fine. Ain't nobody mad at you. I ain't judging you. Work ain't hard, but it pays the bill, okay? So she does like a little dance for him, you know, she grind up on him and everything. And of course, he getting hot and bothered and he ready to make it happen, honey. He done took his shirt off and everything else. And she's like, that's it. That's all for now. And then she was like, I gotta get out this lingerie with my old little titties. I need me some bigger breasts. And he was like, that's what you want? That's what you want? Okay, we can make it happen. Okay, I'm gonna get you some. I'm gonna get you some. I'm gonna get you some. She said, okay, well, no sex until I get my new breasts. Oh, I see you, Nicole. Oh, I see you. See, I thought you was running little game. Girl, you running big game. Listen, Deontay, I hope you figure it out sooner rather than later, bruh. That's all I got. That's it. That's all. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, no, I'm not. Damn, I'm not done. I'm tripping like that's the end of the episode. Lord have mercy. We got more people to talk about. So later on in the episode, we see Nicole getting her hair done. And she done met up with her ace from jail. And she getting her hair done. She getting extensions put in her hair. The hairdresser looked like she was doing a real good job doing it too. The hairdresser did her hair. They talked about, and that's when she was talking about the relationship she was in jail, and the woman she was sleeping with. So then they said they're gonna have a party, a girls' night, and they're gonna end up inviting the girl that she used to mess with in jail. I think her name is Tia, and she's talking about something. Deontay has no idea. Yeah, because when he asked you point blank, when he picked you up from jail, if you had sex with anybody, you was like no. Anyway, so that's that. Courtney and Josh. Now remember, Courtney and Josh, that's the couple where Courtney was the one that was the corrections officer and she lost her job. Okay. So we found out that Josh was raised by his grandmother, and that while he was in jail, I guess he had a mad day and he decided to write his grandmother a 4-page letter telling her she want this, she want that, she never did this for him, why did she do that for him, and she never loved him, and he wished this. Just a really nasty letter. He probably, something happened, he got in his feelings and he took it out on her. He said he hasn't talked to her since. And so Courtney is like, give her a call. Like, call her, talk to her. So he calls her, he's nervous, he calls her, and they have a very tepid, conversation. He says, well, I would love to come and see you. And she was like, I don't know about that. But she does agree to let him come and visit. So we see him go and visit her. And we find out a little bit more about Josh. So Josh's mama was on drugs. That's how his grandmama ended up raising him. She said that he did have visitation with his dad until he was about 5, until they found out that the dad was giving him beer and letting him get drunk. 5? There is no universe that tells anybody that that is okay. That you give a 5-year-old beer. Moving on. And so he apologizes to her, and she was like, well, what made you write that letter? And he was like, I was just mad, and I was just in my feelings, and, that's just how I felt at the time. And she was like, well, that wasn't really nice. And he was like, I know, I apologize, I'm sorry. And she was like, well, he said, I just really wish that we could go back to the way things were when I was, when I was a kid and we were in a better place. And she was like, me too. Like, I wish we could too. But then we also found out that Josh was kind of mean to Courtney while he was in jail. That he had some mad days where he kind of went off on Miss Courtney. And she was like, and the grandmother was like, yes, you did. I feel like Courtney had a relationship with the grandmother. And the reason why I feel like that is because when she decided that she was going to step away and let them have like a little private conversation, she was like, I'm going to go play with the dog. And she knew the dog by name, and the grandmother was defending her. So I feel like her and the grandmother had built some sort of a relationship over the years. And the grandmother was defending her and was like, yes, you were. You were really mean to her, and she's been there for you, and she stuck it out with you. And he was like, I know, I used to be mean to her. I used to call her names and stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, this woman lost her job, her career, went to jail, and she is now a felon because of you. Girl. Anyway, child. So that was pretty much that. He says that he wants to get married because they weren't able to have like a real wedding, and Courtney says that he knows that more than anything, that's what I would love, is to have a real wedding, and let her have all that she wants. And she said all she wants is some land, some cows, and some bees, and a wedding. Okay. Anissa and Jeff. So Anissa is getting ready for Jeff to get off this bus. Now remember, Anissa's the one that I said I felt like she was being catfished, and her friends felt like she was being catfished. She's the one that this man's supposed to come 2 other times, and he ain't come see her, and then ended up back in jail, and she's still dealing with him. Now listen, she's there with her friend, the guy from last week. This is a real friend. Let me tell you why this man is a real friend. I forget his name, but child. This is why this man is a real friend. He was helping her put on her fake eyelashes. See, that's real friend stuff. When he can help you put your fake eyelashes on, that is some real friend situation. Especially as a man, listen. And he was like, and she's, doing her makeup and getting her hair together and everything. And so she asked him to come with her because, she's got to drive, and she really doesn't want to take that drive by herself. I think a part of her wants him to go because them last 2 times when that man ain't get off that bus or didn't come see her, I think she felt some kind of way or whatever. Now listen, she looked nice with her little makeup on and her little hair done. She looked cute. So they get up there, and y'all know love after lockup got to be real dramatical with the situation. They get up there, and of course he's got to go to a halfway house. So it's one of those, I'm going to pick you up, we're going to see each other, and then I got to get you to the halfway house within, I think he had a real short window. So they get up there, and like I said, of course they got to have this whole, like I said, they got to be real dramatical about it. Everybody gets off the bus except for him. And so she's like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. And finally, he comes from behind. He said he done fell asleep on the bus, and he had to let him off, whatever. I just think they was being dramatic because the man done left her hanging twice, and they wanted to build it up. So, they hug, and I love you, oh baby, whatever. They in the car on their way. They making small talk and stuff. And Jeff had the nerve to be mad that Anissa done bought her friend. Sir, when you were a no-show the first 2 times, sir, you don't get to be mad that I decided to bring somebody with me just to make sure that you ain't do nothing you wasn't supposed to do. You don't get to be mad. You don't get to be mad, or that you don't show up. Now, Anissa is gonna say, I know the first 2 times he was using me, but this time is different. Say what? I know that the first 2 times he was using me, but this time it's different. Anissa, girl, we're gonna keep you in prayer. Okay. Next, who was next? I think I don't have no notes. I should have my notes, child. Hold on, let me get my notes. So last but not least, we have Stan and Lisa. Now, Lisa got an attitude ever since Stan told her the situation with her son, talking about some, wouldn't you be happy to just not have to deal with them anymore? Something to that effect. But basically being very dismissive of the fact that her son called her, was upset, and, you know, was going through some stuff. And I 100% understand it, and I would feel the exact same way Lisa feel. It's like, listen, bruh, I appreciate all that you done for me, and yeah, whatever, but at the end of the day, that's my child we talking about. And no, I have not always been here because I've been dealing with my own bull hockey. But that doesn't mean that it's okay for me to just not acknowledge and whatever my son now. So they get in the house and he's like, oh, aren't you glad to be here? And I'm glad you're here. And she's just being real, like, you know, one word answers. I got an attitude, you know. And he takes her to her room because they're not going to share a room because he said he has night terrors. So she's going to have her own room. Again, that goes back to what I was telling y'all before, that this is an arrangement that both of them are 100% know what the dealio is. Okay, let's be clear. She gonna get in the room talking about something. This TV is about as big as the TV I had in jail. Now he looking at her like, you ungrateful, you know what, right? Like, you should be happy for whatever I'm giving you. I'm starting to give Stan a big ass side eye on this one. So now he go down, he done changed his shirt, and he go downstairs to, you know, he pouring some wine and all that good stuff, because he think they about to get it in. He think it's about to be a whole dungeon situation, because, you know, he said he got everything in the basement waiting for him. So he think it's going to be a whole dungeon situation, and she comes downstairs, and she's, again, got an attitude. And she was like, he's like, come on, you want some wine? Come on, da-da-da-da-da. And she was like, I need to go outside for a minute. I'll be back. So she goes outside to smoke a cigarette, and of course, he's still trying to, you know, be all, give me a kiss, give me a hug, you know, that whole situation. And she's like, listen, I'm not understanding you. Like, right, like, you really are thinking your own way about stuff. Like, I'm a mother at the end of the day, and my son is calling me, telling me he needs something, and I'm trying to figure it out. He was like, well, you'll figure it out. Like, what you want me to say? Like, you'll figure out what you need to do with your child. And she was like, well, I thought, and this is the part where I was with Stan. Well, I mean, I'm telling you that I'm having these problems, and at no point in time did you say, oh, well, get your son and bring him back here and we can handle it. And Stan was like, yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm with you on that one, Stan. Stan said, listen, at the end of the day, I don't even know her that well. So I damn sure ain't about to tell her she could bring her 22-year-old son up in my house. I don't know him. I don't even know her like that. Like, the only reason why she here is because she about to take me down in that dungeon and give me what I'm trying to get. So, yeah, you handle what you need to. And he told her, he said, well, you'll figure it out. Like, do what you. She was like, well, I feel like I need to leave because I need to go take care of it. He was like, okay, go do what you need to do. Go handle what you need to handle. Like, he wasn't trying to stop her. I mean, you could tell he was a little mad about it. He had a little attitude too, but he wasn't telling her she couldn't go. He wasn't telling her no. He wasn't even telling her. I mean, I feel like he probably would have dropped her ass off. But at the end of the day, his mindset is, your family ain't shit. Your family is the reason why you are where you are. So I don't understand why you are allowing yourself to be caught up in this bullshit. I'm trying to take you away from all that. I'm trying to give you a good life, treat you well, give you what you want, as long as you take care of me. It ain't a package deal. Like, I'm not bringing you and your family. Like, this ride is for one person only, okay? I have fully acknowledged that I'm taking care of you, but what I'm not going to do is take care of you and your whole family, and you ain't going to turn it into this. So, of course, she's got an attitude. He's got an attitude. And now she was like, you know what? Then I'm leaving. He was like, all right, then. And she was like, you just don't even seem to care. Like, you're a parent. I would expect you to understand. He said, but I raised my kids right. I said, oh, shit. He said, I raised my kids right. So, you know, of course, that was the end of that. And he was like, and I'm not apologizing to her either. So she storms out of there. And she talking about something. He's fine until he starts drinking. The minute he gets drunk, he turns into a different person. Now, I don't have enough evidence to make that decision, Your Honor. But I don't feel like this was alcohol. I feel like this was judgment. I feel like he looks down on her and how she grew up and her lifestyle, because it's not something he understands and it's not something that he can relate to. But she's giving him what he wants, which is some good, you know what. And I think that's what it is. I don't think it was about the alcohol. I really think it was just judgment. Like, he just doesn't respect her. He doesn't respect her. He doesn't respect her family. He doesn't respect how she grew up. That's it. That's all. Anyway, that was it, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.